1 year ago, I got into a car accident and I quit my job. Yo, what's good, y'all? MJ here at MJ the Greatest on Instagram and Twitter, back with this week's video. So let's get right into it. A year ago today, well, not on this exact very day, but the way that I can always line it up is with Memorial Day. And Memorial Day is coming up. This video will be out a couple days before Memorial Day, but it was just perfect timing to put out this video and perfect, alignment, just as I feel like most things are. So let's just jump right into it. So it was a Sunday, or maybe it was a Monday, because Memorial Day is usually on a Monday or something, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it was a Monday. So I got up happy. I called in some breakfast to go pick up at this restaurant that's like down the street from my house. So I literally it was no biggie, I wasn't traveling far. I was going maybe 7 minutes down the street to go pick up my food, my breakfast. So I get in my car, I go down the street. I literally go 2 streets over, and I'm driving down the street, and then next thing I know, I kind of get this is my car going straight and this is the oncoming car, and I basically kind of just get smacked into on my driver's side. So that sucked. I ain't gonna lie, it sucked, because I've been in car accidents before, but all the 2 previous ones that I was in before, I could say I could see where I kind of had some involvement in them. I won't necessarily say that was my fault, but I could see where I had involvement in it for it to happen, But this one was different. This one was completely different. Thankfully, I didn't suffer any major injuries or anything like that. I did have some minor back problems to which I had to go for physical therapy, but that's just a part of the process, right? So this video is not about me getting in a car accident, but it is to give you the backstory of literally where my life was 1 year ago from now. So like I said in the opening, I got into the car accident, and that left me without a car for a while, so I had to get a rental. In the midst of that, at the time I was working at Chase Bank. So I was working for Chase Bank at that time, and so like I said, I didn't have any major injuries, so I was still good to go to work and things like that. But when that car accident happened, it was sort of like now or never. So as y'all know, I've been pursuing being an entrepreneur, pursuing having my own business for almost 5 years now. And when I got into that car accident, that was sort of a moment from the universe, in a way where I kind of felt to me where it was that was the universe telling me now is time. Now is the time. You know what I'm saying? If you don't move now, you won't ever move. And that was something I had to sit and reflect on for a while. So I know in the beginning I said I got into a car accident and I quit my job, and that is what happened, but it didn't happen that fast, you know what I'm saying? So I got into the car accident. I was out of work for probably just about a couple days, just to kind of recoup mentally, make sure I was physically still good to walk around. When I got to work, I was definitely still moving around gingerly and things like that. And it was just kind of at that point at work, a snowball of things just kind of reminded me why I shouldn't be there. And don't get me wrong, shout out to Chase Bank. It was a good job for what it was for, but at that point I had already been there for a year. And in most of my working experiences, most of my jobs and stuff like that, I usually work for a year at a place to see do I see a future here, or did I learn everything here that I could have learned to possibly move me forward. I don't like being stagnant. So even staying at one job for too long, to me, doesn't resonate with the person that I am and the ambition that I have to do more. So at that point at Chase, I had been there about a year, and I felt that I felt that there was more that I could have did, and obviously like moving up in the company that Chase is, we know it's like the largest bank in the world, just about. And that's a big thing many people don't know. That's also why I work there, because I don't really care about banking, but having a chance to work at one of the most, prominent and largest banks in the world was something that I did want to take advantage of. But like I said, at that point, I had already already saw the writing on the wall of like, I knew I didn't have a future in banking. I knew I didn't have a future in, working inside of a bank or working even in a corporate office for a bank. I didn't care about it that much. I care about helping people. So even when I was there, I liked what I was doing because I got to help different people every single day. And that was the fun of it to me. So once I kind of felt like I got to the point of where I was going to work and I wasn't my best self, or I was kind of just miserable, to just be honest with y'all, like I was miserable. I was getting up every day. I was putting on a costume, which is that shirt and pants and and dress shoes, and I was going to work for somebody else. I was going to do somebody else's agenda. I was going to do somebody else's tasks and objectives, you know what I'm saying? And it was just growing in me more and more, to the point where I didn't really know what to do. Cause I mean, like, let's be honest, like, they were taking care of me financially. Like, it was a really good situation, you know what I'm saying? But at what cost, That's when I really began to consider, like, is all the money in the world worth my happiness? And I slowly but surely came to figure out that it wasn't. It didn't matter how much they paid me or how much money I was getting. I didn't like what I was doing. I didn't care about it. It didn't matter to me. It didn't fulfill any purpose in my life, And just the place that I was at life, that I had gotten to and that I'm at now and only continuing to get at, is like, I can't do purposeless work. I can't go do something that I don't care about, or I don't see the purpose in, or I don't see the benefit of, just because, or just for a check. Like, I can't do it. My work has to be purposeful. And so the reason why I was able to quit my job after I had gotten into a car accident was because I had laid a pretty good foundation for myself. Like I mentioned, Chase took, they took very good care of me while I was there. And I was able to lay a foundation for myself to where I would be good, where I would be good with whatever happened, whether I got, I had to walk away, or I couldn't come back to work for a couple months, or whatever the case may be. I laid a nice foundation for myself. And when the car accident happened, like I said a little bit earlier, it felt like a now or never moment. It felt like either I was going to go off and actually start the life that I wanted to live, or I was going to keep repeating the same cycle of the life that people wanted me to have and people think I should be living because of my accolades or the things that I've done in the past, And I had to sort of grip with that, you know what I'm saying? Like, people think you crazy for leaving a job at one of the most prestigious banks in the world to go off and do your own thing. People think you're crazy. People think you tripping. You don't know what you're doing. You wasting an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, people will think all these different things about you. And I had to just say that I don't care what anybody else thinks about me, because I know what I think about me. I know what I'm setting out to do, and I'm going to do it. And the universe aligned me. You know what I'm saying? The universe let me know that it was okay for me to take that leap of faith, which it has been and still is. You know what I'm saying? Every day is still that, in a sense, but I've never been happier. I've never been happier in my life. And I know that's in large part to me taking that step. I gotta brag a little bit. I've never in my life ever been fired from a job. ever, 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 ever. If I ever left a job, stopped working for there, either the contract was up or I walked away. This situation with Chase, it was difficult because I had to, this was my first time ever putting in like a 2-week notice. You know what I'm saying? Cause like I said, shout out to Chase. Like, they didn't necessarily do anything wrong to me. I just knew that I didn't see myself in the future there. So once I finally made the decision that that's what I was gonna go through with and do, I went in and talked to my boss at the time and told him, you know, I was putting in my 2-week notice and that I was gonna be basically stepping away from the company. And I was trying my best to like avoid the series of questions of like, oh, what are you gonna be doing next? Are you making more money there? Are they offering you a better package? And it was so funny while he was asking me all these questions, because it was just like, I just held it back without saying, like, I'm not going to work for anybody else. Like, I'm going to work for myself. And the reaction that you get from people when you actually tell them that you know you work for yourself or you're going into business for yourself, it's sometimes it comes with like a belittlement or like a sort of like, haha, yeah, okay, whatever type of thing. And sometimes you gotta shield yourself from that, right? Like, if you got plans, ideas, things you know that you're gonna do, you don't have to share it with anybody. You can wait until they're done or it's already in motion or you already press play on that, and then you can tell people, or they can just see once it's already done. Because what you don't want people to do is to feed their insecurities or their lack of courage and put that into you. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll feel frantic or they'll feel unsure of themselves or taking a chance in their own lives, and because you are showing and displaying the courage to do that, they might not want you to feel that. They might want you to feel closer to how they feel, which is like timid and not sure and unaware, you know? And that's not to say that I got all the answers or I see the future 100%. But I did see that at that time when I was working there, I wasn't happy, regardless of the money that I was making. And I can also see that right now, I'm the happiest I've ever been, and it's only continuing to grow. So, damn, this video is way longer than it should have been. But I had to give y'all this story, man. I had to give y'all this rundown, this breakdown, basically to just show y'all how far I've come in just 1 year. Since then, I have launched my own water company, and I've been a successful vendor at a farmer's market. And this might not sound like a lot, but to see and think about where I was at last year, and to see that just a year later, I'm already in the position, I have so many more things lined up that I can't really speak on yet, but I'm grateful. I'm thankful. And I just hope this video can be used as maybe some motivation or some sort of, you know, inspiration to let you guys know that it's possible. If you want to go for it, if you want to do something, if you want to change your life, you got the keys, the power, everything in you to do so. It might be scary at first. You might be a little nervous. You might get some butterflies in the process of it, but that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. You have to walk in that shadow of darkness and trust that you'll come out on the other side. I have living proof of that. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. Like I said, this video definitely went longer than my usual like 10-minute stake I try to keep it at. But man, this was so necessary. I had to get this story out. It just made so much sense with it literally being just about a year from that situation. I felt like it was just too appropriate to not get it out. And peace, man. Catch y'all next week.